What was I saying? That's quite surprising. What's that? What's that? Good. This is called a sorrel beam. I'm actually holding it quite firmly because on this fin here, there's a very, very sharp spine, and it's actually got backward-facing barbs coming down it as well. So if it wriggles and sticks that in you, it's actually pretty painful. Which I know all too well. The spines are coated in a sticky mucus, which causes severe pain. This is a fish that can stab you, it can draw blood, but no way can this cause the wounds that I've been hearing about, those burn marks. It's a good sign though, something's starting to move. The hunters rise early and, focused on their task, leave me struggling to keep up. Overnight rain has turned dust into mud, and I worry whether the water has risen, making it impossible to find an eel, let alone catch one. We're going to the other side of the river. Not straight across, apparently we're going a little way upstream. What a little way is, I don't know exactly. I suspect a little way could even be an hour. Such concepts start to lose meaning here. We make our way a little upriver.
Weird.
Before starting our trek into the jungle. I'm no stranger to dense tropical forest, but Ivan seems to slip through the undergrowth without effort. We're heading off the path now. We reach a pool where the hunters employ their first eel-catching technique. They think that it's a wounded animal or something, apparently, this splashing sound. It's something that just gets their curiosity. They begin to take up their positions. When the water is just confined to small puddles, that's when they tend to just grab them with their hands. The hunt moves into its next phase. A pregnant woman doing the splashing in the water. This is more reliable in terms of calling the electric eels. It seems improbable. But suddenly, all hell breaks loose. It's chaos as the hunters try to bring the fish into shallow water. I'm now in water. I struggle to get close. The eel writhes to get free. It's here. Finally, Bushy, the man who brought me here, I can see it, you can see it trembling, holds a live electric eel in his bare hands. He's just holding that, he's holding it. I've seen what these fish are capable of. I'm not too comfortable being this close. He says it is shocking. This is the fish that is responsible for killing people. And according to others, actually burning their skin. But looking at Bushy now, no sign of any burns. He's been holding this now for several minutes. I'm left with two possible conclusions. Either the Matisse have special powers, because they have this understanding that I don't completely follow, scientists don't completely follow, or something else is responsible for the bizarre deaths. But this time, the Amazon isn't prepared to give up all her secrets just yet. And as long as there's mystery out here, I'll keep coming back. Something on here. It's coming fairly easily. I can see something on the surface. It's coming towards me. I can't see what it is very clearly. That's an armoured catfish, right in the end of the tail. I went on Oris. This is the first fish I've found in these waters that isn't heavily armed.
Instead, it has serious protection.
I'm being a little bit careful where I hold this. I'm gripping it by the mouth because that's one of the few safe places to hold this fish. It's got sharp spines here, here. These spines are obviously for defense. It's just to stop larger fish from making a meal of them, or to deter larger fish. It's almost like a saw blade down the side. Inside the mouth, though, is completely soft. I can't feel any teeth, I can't feel any pads. I'm guessing this is not a predator.
I imagine it usually feeds on whatever it can suck up off the riverbed, but it seems the murky depths must be a pretty hostile environment.
Just looking at the defences on this, the fact that a fish this size needs defences, I'm wondering what else could be down there that possibly feeds on this. I'm bringing about 150 yards of line here.
It's a truly bizarre-looking fish, known as a diwala.
It's just so quiet at the moment. I'd actually rather not be catching, to be honest. I want the bait to sit there until a lau comes along. What it does mean, though, is I've got to get the bait back out there again, get the boat out. Oh. I'm just going to take up slack on here. I think I'm going to put that down until something decisive happens. That's more serious.
This time, I have no doubt about what's on my line.
That's gone solid. Neville! Pain in the arse, I'm sorry. That's a lau. It's a lau.
This gear is designed for the heaviest ocean giants. But is it strong enough?
Just round a rock.
I'm using thick monofilament line for just this reason. But it's being tested to its limit. I can't let that line break.
Can you get that away, please? We need to be careful with this. That's good, it's out of the rock, whatever it was.
But this fight is not over yet.
The fish is nowhere near tied yet. Neville! On the right, please. There it is.
So effective.
Just be very careful, Neville. The fish could kick off, even though it's like this. Can someone hold me around the waist?
It's an unbelievably muscular animal, built for speed and power.
What I might try and do is get that hook out first.
And there's its signature weapon, its mouth.
It's got a bit of a bite. I want to bring it somewhere where it can't, if it kicks, it's not sloping down.
I have to work quickly to remove the hook.
Good.
And measure this enormous beast. I don't want it to be out of the water any longer than absolutely necessary.
Inches. And girth in front of the dorsal fin. 50.
I'm having to use scales designed for lifting concrete blocks.
It's okay. Lift, lift, lift. 258, 256, 257, 254.6. I think, guys, you can put it down. So that's a 250-pound fish.
My whole life, I've longed for this moment.
Only just starting to be able to think straight. This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. This I'm going to remember. The size of this fish and just the drama of getting it in. What a beast this is. Lift. Well, I came here with a very simple question I wanted to answer. Can these fish grow big enough to be potentially dangerous to humans? Can they even engulf a small human? And I'd heard stories. President Roosevelt's account inspired me to look for one. He never actually saw one. But here it is. This moment is actually very short for us. I think it's got to go back in and we'll let it swim back down into the depths. Whew. I really actually wanted to sit and just look at it and look at it and look at it, but you can't. I think there's every chance that fish will never be seen by anybody again. There's bigger ones down there, believe it or not, there are bigger ones down there. But maybe that's big enough for me for now.
If ever something was worth waiting for, it's this. The river monster of a lifetime. Bushy introduces me to Ivan, who agrees to take me upriver with a family travelling to another village. All thoughts of the electric eel slip to the back of my mind as I prepare my gear. Ivan has agreed to fish with me, and I know this is some kind of test. With a simple stick for a rod, an old piece of line and a small hook, he casts out. And immediately has a fish on the end.
It's not bad. Oh.
Could I too have something on my first cast?
That's a good sized fish.
I'm hoping to earn the trust and respect of the tribe. And the best way to do that is to supply a meal.
Amelia, trembling of the knees when you've got a good sized fish on. I'm just going to loosen off the drag here. Back to sea in a second, back to sea in a second. Oh. No, we're not. The thing about fish living in muddy water, you get them near the surface, and as soon as they're in the light, they detect the light, and they kick and they go. There it is, there it is. That was first cast. They'd have been out a couple of minutes. And for a fish of this size to take that in that short a time is a real indication of what happens to these rivers when it is just low pressure subsistence fishing. This is very meaty. There's not very much in the way of bones here. Ivan, oh, Matisse come esse no? Okay. Interesting. They don't really like these. They only eat these if they have to.
This red-tailed catfish is a good catch, but it appears I'll need to try again if I'm to make a proper impression.
So I'm going to leave the clicker on. Free spool. That's something. That's under a branch by the feel of it. It's a red tail, it's another red tail. So just gentle, gentle, gentle. The first time I came to the Amazon, I was several weeks fishing a river in a more populated area. I never saw anything the size of this. Nice sized fish. Dá para segurar a cauda?
2 casts, 2 big fish. This is clearly a very special place, where normal rules don't seem to apply. I don't yet know whether I'm after a sight or scent hunter. A piece of smelly fish that's visually reminiscent of the body part might appeal to both.
Here we go. Fish on. Yes. That is extremely piranha looking, apart from the colour. That's the sort of size you'd expect from a black piranha, which, to my knowledge, we don't have here.
There are more than 60 species in the piranha family, and many change shape and colour as they grow, so they can be notoriously difficult to identify. But locally, this is called a palometa. It's a piranha that's adapted to life in colder water.
It's going to be interesting to unhook because normally with the piranha you grab the body. The body of this is so large it's going to be quite hard for me to hold it with one hand. A very impressive animal.
These teeth are surgically sharp, and I think this could be the top suspect for what severed the diver's toes. But I don't think the jaws are big enough for the single cut across Gervasio's genitals.
Such changeable weather. Freezing this morning, and now I'm having to put this on to get the sun out of my eyes.
But at least the bright light should make my lure more visible to predators hunting the depths below.
It's running.
Something very strong has struck, and the battle commences.
You're hooking the fish at a long distance, and this fish has also run, so I've got line to make up. It's actually quite tiring work. Oh, let's go, taking line down. Right, this is what they call a war of attrition. It's just letting that fish tire. That bend, though, means that the force of the rod, the backbone of the rod, is working against the fish. It's what you want to hear. It's also what you sort of don't want to hear. This is a big fish. This is a big fish.
Whatever's taken the lure definitely outsizes both boga and palometa.
Just hoping everything holds. In theory, this is very tiring for a fish to have pressure from directly above, but this fish is absolutely resisting. Not, in fact, more than resisting, it's actually taking line. Okay, my back is starting to ache. My back's starting to ache. Oh, I got a slight shake of the place of the trembles here. My arm. This fish isn't yet tired. More than can be said for me.
Every time I gain some line, this beast kicks
Work.
and takes it back again.
Just taking line slowly. Let it run. Every time you run like that, you're tiring yourself out.
Then something shifts.
Fish seems to be getting a little bit more agitated, which is not so much a sign of increasing strength, it's getting near to the boat. Coming up in the water, coming up. Subindo. There's bubbles coming up, Oh.
This is a surubi, a powerful predatory catfish. This is the biggest one I've ever caught, so I want to take a really close look at this 80 pounds. This streamlined predator massively outsizes the palometa. It's got hundreds of tiny teeth that function like gripper pads to seize and hold fast onto prey fish, but they're not going to do any serious damage to human flesh.
I've got no qualms at all about putting my hand in there. No way am I going to lose a finger. No way is that going to take a lump of flesh out of me. Well, I suppose this answers my question. When I brought in that armoured catfish, I was wondering what could be down there that makes all those defences necessary. Spiky body, saw-like blades down the side of its flanks.
Might be useful.
And this is the answer. This has got a really big mouth. And these things will take armoured catfish. Although occasionally, if things line up badly, they actually get one of those spikes inside their throat and they might die. But generally they aren't deterred. They will eat them. As impressive as this fish is, it's not the one that I'm looking for.
Early the next morning, the boatman, Tullio, agrees to take me out into the remote, caiman-infested channels. This vast wetland, almost twice the size of the Everglades, is known as the Esteros del Iberá. I've travelled 500 miles on the hunt for the river tiger, and the waters I find here are not what I expected. The indigenous Indian name, Iberá, means bright water.
It's amazingly clear, but unfortunately what that means is that anything living there is going to see me before I see it.
Tullio tells me the only way to outsmart the river tiger here is to fly fish. Casting a fish-like streamer lure from a distance on a virtually invisible leader.
I'm giving it life by stripping the line in with my hand so it shoots forward in little darts. So it's mimicking a small fish. Anything that is carnivorous down there might be tempted by that.
I just hope these waters in the forsaken heart of the marshes are warm enough for the river tiger to be hunting.
Yeah. It's the right colour for what I'm after.
All I have to do now is get a close look at its teeth.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I can see stripes. I can see stripes. So I think this is it.
My guide Tullio confirms this is the river tiger, also known here as the piraju. But I know this fish as the golden dorado, a creature I've only seen a couple of times before.
It's just like a living bar of gold.
So gold, they named it twice. Dorado is also the Spanish word for golden, as in the fabled city of El Dorado. This muscle-packed beast is a vigorous fighter and isn't taken easily. Its stamina on the line is legendary. And beneath its glittering gill plates, the hefty jaw muscles that are the source of its phenomenal biting power.
Right, I don't want to get too close, but that definitely has teeth there. And I'm thinking particularly if you get near the angle of that jaw, it's going to be a bit like a bolt cutter.
The saw-like rows of teeth are partially concealed by flesh. But when pressure's applied, they sink in deep. I've heard Dorado can grow to around 70 pounds. I can scarcely imagine the damage a big one might inflict. But if I'm to prove that Dorado was responsible for Gervasio's genital mutilation, I have to find out.
I think what I really need is to catch a bigger one of these.
I want to get my line in the water at the place where the corpse was found.
Isca de farinha or pão?
But finding someone willing to take me there is proving difficult.
Puxando. Nada disso, não? No. Okay.
My perseverance eventually pays off. I find a man who agrees to take me into the kill zone. I'm going to fish in the margins, where big predators often hunt for their prey.
Bit of tactics. We're moored at the stern of the boat. The idea being that if anything takes that tries to get into these sunken trees here, it's very snaggy here on the margin, we can quickly get the boat out and pull anything away from the snags.
I still don't know what I'm hunting, but I found that fresh bait is always a good bet for tempting killers onto my line. Could whatever this is be capable of breaking bones and killing a man?
144, 444.